Guten Tag and welcome to this week's lesson where we're going to be looking at the construction zu in conjunction with talking about health. So it's a grammar point that we can use to make sentences about what we're going to do to lead a healthier lifestyle. For task 1, it's a bit of revision on your modal verbs that you looked at last lesson. So it says, what should you do to lead a healthier lifestyle? And we're going to see if you can translate these tips. Man soll genug Schlaf haben, man soll nicht zu viel Alkohol trinken, man soll viel Sport treiben, man soll 5 Portionen Obst und Gemüse essen, man soll auf keinen Fall rauchen und man soll sich öfter mal entspannen. What I want you to do is to translate them into English. They're all going to start with one should or you should do such and such a thing. Okay, in task 2, I want you to note down these phrases, okay, and they all contain the construction zu, which are underlined, okay, gesund zu leben, etwas für meine Gesundheit zu tun, meinen Lebensstil zu verbessern, mich besser zu fühlen. Okay, so they're all ways you can start off a sentence and then carry on saying what it is that you're going to do or not do in order to achieve those goals. Okay, so for task 3, I want you to note down a grammar note on how we use this construction zu. It has the meaning in order to, and you put in around zu what it is that you want to do. So in order to keep fit would be fit zu bleiben. So in order to stay fit. And then obviously you use it with a second part of a sentence. And then the second part of the sentence, what happens is the verb and the subject swap places or invert. Okay, so normally, for example, if you said ich schwimme, you would change it to schwimme ich. Okay, so I've given you an example here. Fit zu bleiben, normally you would say ich werde Fußball spielen, but here you're going to change it to werde ich Fußball spielen. And what that's going to mean is, in order to stay fit or in order to keep fit, I will play football. But really what you're saying is, will I football play? Okay, for task 4, you've got some sentences to translate into English. So I want you to understand the meaning, but also want you to look carefully at how the sentences are formed so you understand the grammar. Okay, so the first one says, fit zu bleiben, in order to keep fit, comma, and then you've got your second half of the sentence. Your verb and your subject are inverted here, and then you actually have two other verbs which are at the end of the sentence and are both in the infinitive. Okay, so if there is another verb to be used, it will be at the end of the sentence and it will be in the infinitive. Okay, so what this means is, in order to keep fit, I want to go dancing. Okay, fit zu bleiben, muss ich, verb, subject, then infinitive verb at the end. Okay, you need to write down what that means in English. Fit zu bleiben, kann ich Golf am Wochenende spielen. Fit zu bleiben, soll ich abends joggen gehen. Fit zu bleiben, darf ich jeden Tag zur Schule Radfahren gehen. Task 5 is a bit more translation, but just to let you see some other constructions. So different sentence beginnings each time here. This one says, gesund zu leben, soll ich weniger Alkohol trinken. Etwas für meine Gesundheit zu tun, soll ich nicht mehr rauchen. Meinen Lebensstil zu verbessern, soll ich mich mehr bewegen. Mich besser zu fühlen, soll ich mehr Sport treiben. So here it's really clear. You've got your zu construction here, you've got your verb, your subject, whatever else is in the sentence, and then your infinitive of your second verb at the end of the sentence. Okay? Think about what the beginnings mean. These all mean I should, and then something that I either should do or shouldn't do. So put these into English. So for task 6, it's now your turn to try and put these into German. So you've got the beginning of the sentences there in the yellow box, and then you've got the endings written in English. So I want you to put them into German, and you need to think really carefully about the word order. Use the 2 slides previous to this one to help you think about how you're going to put that sentence together. I've done the first one for you. I should drink less coffee goes to soll ich weniger Kaffee trinken. So if you think about that, means should I less coffee drink? So think about what the order should be, because it's not going to be the exact same order as what we do in English. Okay, so think carefully about that. Okay, task 7, a little bit easier. You'll be pleased to know it's a reading comprehension. You've got 3 people talking about what they do in order to keep healthy, and then there's questions to do with these 3 passages on the next slide. Okay, task 8, we're cranking up the difficulty a little bit more again. So Nat 4s, if this is too much for you, don't worry. This is really meant more for Nat 5, but if Nat 4s want to have a go at it, please by all means give it a go, but it's not compulsory. So you've got the same construction for these first 4 in order to stay fit. So it's going to be the same each time, fit zu bleiben. And then it's got one should or one must. So you have to think about soll man or muss man, and then think about what else is in the sentence, and then also identify what the second verb might be and make sure that it goes to the end of the sentence. Now this is quite tricky, but I think you should be able to do it. Okay? Number 5 and 6 are slightly different, so don't worry if you struggle a bit with them. Just give it a go and see what you can come up with. And for your last task, what I want you to do is to translate these short paragraphs into English. Okay? Examples of what people might say if they were describing their attitude towards how healthy or not they are. Okay?